Bitcoin having another positive day. Flip over to that. We can see it continues to kind of try to grind up back to our pivot line right here around 61,000. Remember, as long as it's below this line, there's a negative bias on it. And it's not my negative bias. It has nothing to do with me. It's the probabilities. There's a reason why when it broke below the pivot line and was going like this, I said, guys, watch this level down here. Where did it go? Right there. And then you bounced. Classic case of technical analysis working and proving itself once again. All right, so ultimately, negative bias remains even with this bounce. The only change in that, if we get above and confirm above this line, then bullish bias takes over. The bulls take over the control, and they can run it up to that level there.
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now, guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. In this video, let's talk about Bitcoin and more.
Look at where the markets are currently, and what we can see here is the Dow Jones Industrial Average is negative on the day, just about 0.25%, down 114 points. The NASDAQ, though, look at that, guys, up 130 points or 0.75% right now. S&P is eking out a small gain. So what does this tell us? Well, why is the Dow down? Well, because JP Morgan is part of the Dow, and it's getting crushed today. Now, it is off of the lows, but again, it is a big component in the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and it's dragging that index down. Oil today, another slam down. All right, now, again, if you've been following what I've been saying, oil dropping as much as, again, another 3.75%. What does it tell us? It tells us that there are players out there that are seeing weakness in the domestic economy as well as the global economy, and they're saying demand for oil is going to come down, and therefore price has to come down. So oil down again 3.75%. Gold flat to positive on the day, and Bitcoin is also gaining just a little bit, trading back to 58,000 on the day. Now, the kicker is this, right? Is that gold flattish today, not much going on, didn't do a whole lot yesterday because the CPI data, folks, the CPI data is what's coming out tomorrow morning. That is going to be major news that I'll cover in the game plan tomorrow, and that should trigger a move on the dollar as well as in gold and the 10-year yield, okay? Now, looking at the heat map here, what do we have? Apple flat on the day. That was down quite a bit earlier today. NVIDIA up 1%, Microsoft 1.6%, Google up 0.6%, Amazon up 2.6%. So the mega caps are seeing money flow being pulled out of the financials and rotating into the technology plays. And that's why, again, the NASDAQ is having such a strong day. Money isn't leaving the market, right? Again, that's very important. Institutional hedge fund managers, they don't pull money out. They can't have money on the sidelines. So what they do is they basically rotate it. So out of financials today and into technology. Now, the kicker is, why are the financials getting crushed?
Bitcoin fell by 2.2% as market sentiment soured following the U.S. presidential debate. Combined with pre-CPI price pressure, BTC slipped below $57,000. Bitcoin slipped to local lows of $56,099 on September 11, with a $1,000 drop in an hour, triggered by a lack of supportive crypto policy remarks during the U.S. presidential debate. Neither Donald Trump nor Kamala Harris provided clear crypto stances, leading to disappointment among crypto traders and a shift to risk-off sentiment. Bitcoin traders are bracing for the August CPI report, with analysts predicting volatility around the inflation print. The market focus has shifted from CPI to unemployment data. On the 4-hour chart, BTC struggles to break above the 200-period moving averages at $58,840, $59,200, signaling weakness in the short-term momentum. Market uncertainty remains high, with CPI and key moving averages playing critical roles in BTC's next move.
Gold has not done a whole lot now for about 3 weeks. We're waiting on the CPI data. Will that be the data that breaks support and drives price here, or will it surge up and try to break out to the upside there? These are lots of little tidbits that we got to be watching, but tomorrow's CPI data Really, really important. And then the Federal Reserve decision next Wednesday in the afternoon, which I will be going live from this studio, covering all the action, the speech, the movement, the trades, all of that stuff. So make sure to tune in next Wednesday at, I think I go live at 1:55 on that day. Silver today, not a whole lot of movement here as well. Silver, again, flat to positive, so not, again, much to talk about here, but tomorrow's CPI should influence this. And then we did talk about oil getting crushed, guys. Oil, again, sharp downside move. Looking back, I covered my short here for like a 10% gain. Could have gotten a little bit more out of it, but it was a risk-reward assessment. That's just the nature of real investing. But basically, we have a support level just below $64 coming up. Look for it to hit there and actually get a bounce. I might even consider going long for a quick swing trade off of this 63 to 64 major technical support. Lastly, natural gas, guys. We tune into natural gas. Natural gas is pushing back above its little resistance line. But remember, doesn't matter if it's above, only if it confirms, then you have that upside probability that takes you up here. If it doesn't confirm, it could be a fake out. Institutions love to do this. They love to catch those investors off guard, jumping the gun, essentially, trying to get a lead on the investment. And they're just like, no, I'll take your money and I'll whip it the other way, panicking those retail investors. Let's take a look at JP Morgan's chart, in fact, and take a look at this, because this is a big drop today. Take a look at that, guys. That is a huge red daily candle right here. Now, basically, the capital requirements for the financials did go up. It didn't go up as much as threatened, but it still rose, and that hurts profitability for the financials. In addition, if you look at this chart, JP Morgan was trading at all-time highs, up massively for a financial company, and so any sort of negative is going to cause a big sell-off. Where did it go again? And we traded all the way down. Interestingly enough, there was a gap fill right here, and if we draw that out, it essentially kissed the gap fill and then got a technical bounce. Now, how low could this go? Well, let's take a look here. If we take a look and we connect our low pivots, we connect this low right here, right through this low here. That's kind of your downside zone of support right now, which is just below 200. So look for that to come down in the next few days, maybe down into this level, maybe some more rotation of capital. And once we get in there, it either has to bounce. My guess is you'll get a bounce, and then the next leg takes you to the downside. All right? Ally Financial was another big financial loser today. This one much bigger percentage-wise than JP Morgan Chase. Take a look. It is having a bounce towards the end of the day, but nonetheless, a big drop of 17.4%. And again, you can see that big drop there. This today, the type of action we saw today, I had reminiscences of basically March of 2023 when we had the bank stocks collapsing. Now, I'm not saying that's where we are right now, but this is the first time since then that we've seen these type of mega drops in the financial stocks. So just keep it on your radar. Again, we want to monitor these things. These are little tidbits or breadcrumbs, as I call them, that could be telling us something is not as kosher as it otherwise could be.
If the upcoming CPI report shows lower than expected inflation, Bitcoin short sellers may face a squeeze, triggering a rally. However, a higher CPI could lead to a sell-off. Pseudonymous trader Horn Hairs suggests Bitcoin is approaching a critical turning point, with the market poised to exit the summer doldrums and enter a new phase. The end of the bear market may be near. China's digital yuan initiative has advanced considerably, backed by over a decade of research and 4 years of pilot experimentation, according to Lu Lei, Deputy Governor of the People's Bank of China, PBOC. Trials for the Chinese Central Bank Digital Currency, CBDC, have been conducted in 17 different areas, accumulating a total transaction value of 7 trillion yuan, close to $1 trillion. In addition, China is working with several nations on a cross-border digital currency project, aiming to enhance global payment systems. Standard Chartered has launched a digital asset custody service in the United Arab Emirates, UAE, licensed by the Dubai Financial Services Authority. The service aims to provide secure storage for digital assets, initially focusing on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Brevin Howard Digital is the first client, and the bank plans further expansion into additional digital assets. The launch highlights the growing institutional demand for secure, regulated digital asset services. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.